Few things can match the enduring qualities of nature's magnificence. No matter what the season, there's no beauty like nature's beauty. Where can you explore nature's bounty in all its splendor?
In the heart of the great Ottawa.
At nearly 1 million acres, the Ottawa National Forest covers more area than the state of Rhode Island. Its boundaries encompass over 500 lakes, 1,800 miles of rivers, and over 600 miles of multiple-use trails. This is a place where glaciers have shaped the landscape and where relatively few people live or disrupt the natural composition of the land. But beneath its majestic appearance lies a vulnerability. The U.S. Forest Service is dedicated to managing the Ottawa. So too must visitors assume a caretaker's role in preserving this great resource for generations to come.
Be a part of this place. Feel your spirit restored by the heart of the great Ottawa.
The Ottawa National Forest grew out of acreage that was once called the lands nobody wanted. While in private ownership in the early 1900s, the land that's now the Ottawa was largely logged off to provide building materials for the rapidly expanding cities of the Midwest. Its demise wasn't given a second thought because the resource appeared to be inexhaustible. Recognizing the importance and vulnerability of our woodlands, the National Forest Reservation Commission in 1931 purchased land in the western Upper Peninsula of Michigan and established the Ottawa National Forest. The road to recovery began 2 years later when President Franklin Delano Roosevelt created the Civilian Conservation Corps. It was the middle of the Depression, and Roosevelt's plan was to put up to 500,000 unemployed young men to work in public forests, parks, and rangelands. In its 9-year history, 97,000 men served in the CCC and planted over 485 million seedlings statewide. The Ottawa that we currently enjoy would not be the same without the efforts of these hard-working men.
When we planted the trees, there was a sergeant and a corporal after the tree planters, and then the Forest Service would come and check our trees, and they'd jerk on them to make sure that they were tight in the ground. That's why we had so good percentage that grew, you know. It was a great project, and it paid for itself many, many times now after, you know, with all that cheap labor. But I guess we had to be thankful. We got our 3 meals a day and $5 a month.
In addition to the magnificent timber stands that still exist throughout the Ottawa, there are other reminders of the CCC's efforts. Historic timber buildings trimmed with fieldstones are still in use. And although they've been upgraded to today's standards, many roads in the forest were originally plotted out by the CCC. Today's equivalent of the CCC, the Youth Conservation Corps, continues the tradition by working on many summer improvement projects throughout the forest. The CCC legacy of forest restoration is still ongoing here at the J.W. Toomey Nursery in Watersmeet. Through time, the needs of the forest have become better understood. As that has happened, adjustments have been made in the plants grown in the nursery. Besides providing tree seedlings to the Lake States National Forest, the facility grows native herbaceous shrubs that are planted throughout the Ottawa. The mission of the Ottawa, like all other national forests, is one of multiple use. The forest is managed to enhance a variety of resources, including wildlife and fish habitat, recreation, scenic beauty, and timber. The harvesting of timber is scientifically managed to help us meet the nation's demand for wood products, while at the same time creating and improving wildlife habitat. And certainly the quality of the forest is determined in large part by the quality of the trees. Indeed, the Ottawa is representative of the world's best northern hardwood forests.
Here in the Ottawa National Forest, we tend much more to natural regeneration methods. This timber stand of hardwoods where we are right now was harvested 10 years ago with an individual tree selection cut. The purpose of individual tree selection harvest is to create a stand where Young seedlings can take root and become established on the forest floor and grow up in partial shade to become part of the uneven age stand. An uneven age stand is one where trees are present in all ages, all sizes, all the time.
Some species, like aspen, are best regenerated through clear cutting. Within months of the harvest, 3 to 5 foot tall aspen sprouts will dominate the landscape, providing excellent food and cover for wildlife. In the management of fish and wildlife, Forest Service personnel coordinate with partners from other state natural resource agencies as well as local tribal governments, whether it be selecting the best habitat for newly transplanted residents, such as these rare trumpeter swans, or aiding in a census of one of the many rivers. Forest Service resource specialists' primary focus is to help maintain a healthy balance and variety of native plants and animals. And that's important to the many people who visit the Ottawa seeking their next outdoor adventure. If it's solitude and pristine beauty you want, exploring a remote stream with a fly rod and creel is about as good as it gets. Experienced anglers all have their secret fishing hole in the Ottawa. And because there are over 500 lakes, you might fish all day and never see another fisherman. Walleye, large and smallmouth bass, northern pike, brook trout, and a variety of panfish are in abundant numbers. On land, the Ottawa has seen its gray wolf population rebound from near extinction. Because they are elusive by nature, you're more likely to hear a wolf than see one. White-tailed deer are the most abundant big game animal in the forest. And as the seasons change, so does your opportunity for chance sightings. Of course, sightings take on more of an urgency during the fall hunt. Yes, the lure of a trophy buck is powerful, but simply being able to hunt in the relative solitude of the quiet north woods can be a trophy all its own. Although it's far less abundant than the whitetail, the black bear also occurs throughout the Ottawa. It's always a thrill to spot one, but campers are encouraged to take extra precaution with food, as bears will readily seek out that which is easily obtainable. Game birds are extremely plentiful during calm autumn days. Aspen and tag alder are home to ruffed grouse and woodcock. For best results, bring at least one hunting partner with 4 legs. For those who would rather watch birds than hunt them, the Ottawa provides a feast of viewing opportunities. The bald eagle is certainly the most majestic resident. Because there's several nesting pairs on the forest, sightings are plentiful, yet never routine. The great blue heron is another fascinating species that has taken a liking to the Ottawa. Although they're more abundant than the eagle, heron sightings are less common because they reside and nest together in remote areas. There is plenty of resident waterfowl to see, including Canada geese and a variety of duck species. Perhaps the favorite bird of visitors to the Ottawa is the loon, considered by many to be the symbol of the North Woods. Many a camper have been sung to sleep by the haunting call of this captivating bird. Campers love the Ottawa and the many rustic challenges it provides. Wilderness offers backcountry camping at sites accessible only by foot trail or canoe. There are also 27 campgrounds throughout the forest. Most are located on lakes or streams and provide fishing and swimming opportunities. But camping is just the beginning when it comes to the year-round recreational opportunities found here in the Ottawa. There are many ways to explore the Ottawa, but doing so by foot puts you on nature's doorstep. An extensive trail system totaling over 200 miles is marked for your enjoyment. Included is the North Country National Scenic Trail, which will eventually link the Appalachian Trail in Vermont to the Lewis and Clark Trail in North Dakota. The hiking experiences provided here will captivate backpackers and day hikers alike, because you never know what natural wonder is waiting just around the corner. No matter how hectic your world becomes, you can always find peace and solitude at one of nature's premier destinations. Here at Bond Falls, this spectacular display is within a few hundred yards of a county road. At the northwestern tip of the forest is the Black River, a national wild and scenic river. As it drops in elevation, the river cascades over a series of 7 waterfalls on its way to Lake Superior. The river meets the lake at Black River Harbor, which is one of the forest's most unique features. In fact, the Ottawa is the only national forest with a Great Lakes harbor. Black River Harbor includes docking facilities for lake-going boats, beautiful stretches of Lake Superior beaches, and a wooden suspension bridge that spans the river. To the east lie the Trap Hills. This forested area offers rock bluffs that are home to nesting peregrine falcons. The Trap Hills are typical of the wild and remote character of the area, a character which is the hallmark of the Ottawa. With increased development worldwide, the protection and maintenance of these areas becomes more important every day. The Sturgeon River Gorge is part of the National Wilderness Preservation System. Its remote location gives the visitor a sense of getting away from it all. The area features steep, rugged terrain, older forests, and the Sturgeon River. It's a varied and challenging environment, well suited to those skilled in primitive hiking and backpacking treks. In the Sylvania Wilderness, you'll find an old-growth forest with 34 pristine lakes, many inhabited by loons and patrolled by eagles. With its abundance of water, Sylvania is an ideal place for canoeing, as well as hiking and wilderness camping. Sylvania, like other wildernesses, is managed to protect and maintain the resource in its natural state for your enjoyment, and more importantly, for the enjoyment of generations to come. There is plenty to see and enjoy in your national forest, from education to recreation to appreciation. The Ottawa offers an experience that visitors find not just memorable, but unforgettable.
Be a part of this place. Feel your spirit restored in the heart of the great Ottawa. Let the strands of this place weave you into its heart. Be a part of the great Ottawa. Hear the silence of the eagle, see the white tail and the loon. Draw your living from this beauty, make a call